Hi, it's Rich Tehrani with TMCnet. We are having Editors Day or Editors Week out in Santa Clara, California, and on our program is Bill Aston, and he's with CYARA. Hey, Bill, how are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Good
So
to
tell
be
me
here.
about your company for those people who may not know who you are.
Well, good. So CYARA is a company that helps companies innovate their customer experience. There's a lot of great ideas coming out in the area of customer experience today, and it kind of comes down to ideas are easy and execution is hard. So we help companies with lots of customers innovate faster and bring those customer experience innovations to market more reliably and less expensively.
Fantastic. So could you give us specific examples of the types of companies you're helping and what you're doing?
So we work with many of the top banks around the world. We have several of the top healthcare companies around the world, many government agencies, and basically organizations that have a lot of customers.
Great. And how exactly are you helping them? So what pain do you take away?
So one of the challenges that customers have is bringing customer experience innovation to market. And oftentimes, because the customer environment is so complicated, you've got multiple channels, you've got chat, you've got email, you've got calls coming in and calls going out, you've got mobility applications, web interactions, and all that comes together into a very, very difficult and complicated environment to manage. And what CYARA does is help companies get control of that environment and manage that innovation cycle, what we call the customer experience innovation cycle, to manage that so that they can provide the proper amount of testing that's required while allowing them to innovate about 40% faster than without our solution.
Well, that's a good percentage, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, and it's very consistent across our customer base.
Fantastic. So what's typically the title of the person who you're looking to reach?
Typically, it goes all the way up to the chief customer officer if the organization has one of those, down to the customer care leaders. We have a lot of interest on both the business side and the technical side, because really, because customer experience is growing in importance today, and it's becoming much more critical. With banks, for example, I would make the claim that it's really the last frontier in terms of differentiation. You know, banks, when you look at them and you compare them side by side, you know, they all have branches, they all have ATMs, the interest rates are very similar. So the way that they competitively differentiate themselves today is through the customer experience. So in helping them to innovate, we bring together the different parties that are involved in the innovation cycle. And that's the business who designs the solutions and designs that innovation, to the folks that actually develop that innovation, to the folks that actually have to make sure that that innovation is working when it's in production.
Now, when companies choose CYARA instead of someone else or some other solution, why do they usually pick you?
That's a great question, and it's a very important one. The primary reasons are that it's a single platform that addresses the very beginning of the innovation cycle, which is in the design and development phases, all the way to the end of the process, which is when the solution's actually working in production. So a single platform that addresses end-to-end through the entire customer experience innovation cycle. The other thing is that we measure and determine how effectively the customer experience is operating from the cloud, from the origination of a call or the origination of a web interaction or what have you, all the way down to the agent desktop. And we measure those things and determine what the experience is from both the customer's perspective and the agent's perspective. So the comprehensiveness of the solution is very, very important. And because of that, we provide essentially a portal by which all the different constituents that are involved in the cycle can share information and share scenarios and test cases and so forth that allows them to leverage each other's knowledge in terms of what's going right and what's going wrong in that customer experience.
Very cool.
The second thing that's really important is the ease of use. So technologies that are out there today tend to require a very high degree of skill in order to design the scenarios and so forth that are being used in testing their environment. The CYARA has always been the easiest solution to use on the market, so we can develop a large cross-section of scenarios so that when we're actually testing in the area of regression, for example, we get much higher levels of coverage in regression testing than people can do either manually or through other tools in the marketplace.
Great. Now, is there any news that you guys have recently or are going to come out with that we should know about?
Yeah, we have some brand new capability coming out in the area of call recording testing. As you know, call recording is becoming critical in the financial institutions as well as healthcare and several areas from a regulatory compliance perspective. And we're now able to test to make sure that the recordings are occurring so that when companies go to look for that recording, it's actually there. And then we're also able to look at the recordings themselves and determine if they're of high quality, if they're complete, and if they're an accurate representation of the phone call. That's one area. Another area where we're doing a lot of things is in the area of the desktop. So the desktop for the agent is one of the most complicated points of any IT environment because you have the coming together of back-end systems, mainframe systems. Oftentimes the agent wants to have a web interaction. They want to be looking at their own website. They might be co-browsing. They might have several different CRM desktops that are going on at that point in time. And because CYARA looks at it from the customer experience perspective and the agent experience perspective, we're able to now test and look at how does that agent desktop perform. Because we all know when we've been on a call with an agent when they're saying, geez, my system's not responding, or there's something wrong with it. And what that does is it creates an inability for the agent to service the customer, and it creates frustration with the customer because the agent's not able to help them. So we're doing a lot in the area of actually testing the agent side of things in a complementary way to the customer side of things.
Excellent. What's next for the company?
Well, it's a really exciting time to be at CYARA. We recently got our first round of funding, which is going to allow us to accelerate our own innovation cycle and bring new technologies to market. We've recently moved our headquarters to the United States. We're now headquartered in Redwood City. We're adding key individuals to the management team that'll help us grow and achieve the vision that we set out 10 years ago.
Fantastic. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.